Howdy, everybody. This is American Hillbilly. Oh, man, good to see you guys. This is kind of short notice and everything because I actually thought about it about, I don't know, 45 minutes ago, an hour. I was thinking, well, shoot, Gizzard's not on Friday nights. And so I know this slot's open and hopefully somebody will come in and fill this slot. But anyway, I called up or text, Hasbro and Chad and a few others said, hey, you guys like to jump on? We'll just do a little quick chat, about Benchrest shooting. And so anyway, it's something that, I'm newly into and everything. And so, I'm all the time asking Chad and Hasbro, questions and stuff like that. And so I thought, let's maybe do a little chat about it. And I thought maybe other people out there might have some questions or suggestions, And so anyway, I want to welcome all the side chat that's out there. And anyway, also welcome Hasbro here. How you doing, buddy?
Good to be with you late on a Friday night. It's a good change of pace for me. I've been shooting more BB gun stuff because it is, you'll probably hear it, it is howling outside, like 50, 60 mile an hour wind. So it's not fit for man or beast outside.
Yeah. And I figure, the sun's just been shining, it's been so nice out that, I'm like, it's just been fun just to get outside and, do some shooting, and so I've been really enjoying it. And then, thank goodness you bought that BB gun challenge and stuff, for the cold weather. So that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. So
yeah, it's a nice thing when you can't get out and anything else,
Yeah, you can just do it right there in your house safely, and it's a lot of fun. So Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies, how you doing, buddy?
I am trying to rest up, man. I had a long week at work and had a long day today at home. I had a water leak. My wife told me that we had a water bill that was twice what it normally is. So,
oh no,
I had to hunt that down and find it. It wasn't too big of a deal. It was the outside water spigot. So, and we Justin's been rebuilding the trap machine for our gun club and got that finished. So we got it back into the trap house today and went and bought some material to build a shed at the gun club and shot a couple rounds of trap and tried out the machine. And then I came home and fixed a couple of weed eaters for my neighbor that got flooded. He had 2 weed eaters that got flooded, and I've already fixed them and gave them back to him.
That's cool.
Oh, nice. Well, you got them like all cleaned out, man. That water's terrible on engines. My goodness.
Yeah, you talk about water running. That's my job in the morning. I got a, what is normally is a flapper valve in the tank of a toilet. This house we bought had some sort of plastic cylinder deal that slides up and down. It will not seal now. And I got $100 water bill all of a sudden. It's like, wow. So I got to fix it.
Yeah. I'm glad it was an easy fix and I didn't have to dig up my yard or anything like that. That's
right.
A good thing. But Hillbilly, you said this was going to be a little short session. Did you realize you invited Hasbro on here?
He rising him already. Well, Chad, talking about the outside water spigot, man. We got frost free, coming up out of the ground. And I was out there the other day, and we keep a little swimming pool out there, just, a little cheap one like you buy at, Dollar General or whatever. I keep full for the animals, water. And I turned my spigot on that thing. It started leaking. And I'm like, oh no, I'm going to have to dig this thing up and replace it. And
Oh, man, that's no good.
yeah.
I was worried I was going to be in the same boat because my father-in-law, which lives directly behind me, he came home the other day and the water was brewing up into his driveway. He had to dig his driveway up and fix it.
Oh no.
Which,
Oh man.
it was a gravel driveway, so it's not that bad.
Not bad. Yeah. Now, still, you always get a soft spot though once you dig it up like that, but or you can get it back down, but it just takes a while sometimes. But so we're talking about Benchrest shooting, and like I said, it's something that I'm fairly newly, doing, and I'm really enjoying it. It's just nice to go out there and like even when I was trying a bunch of different ammo, I didn't really film any of it, a lot, and it's just nice sitting out there shooting 5-round groups and, just relaxing. And of course, with the 22, it's, not real loud and, and of course, pretty much no recoil. And so it's just, I mean, even the bigger guns I like doing that too, but it's just real comfortable and I just really enjoy it. And I'm not doing that great on some of the challenges, but heck, it's still fun, and so like, yeah, I encourage people that would like to do it, to get in and try some of these challenges. And even if you don't do, a real great score, it's still a lot of fun. And, there's some people out there, yeah, they're going to, some, people got some good stuff. They're going to shoot really good and, just good, talented shooters, but, it's just a part of, getting yourself involved and having fun doing it. And so, but I mean, I assume that's what you guys did is you enjoy it.
I got hooked in by friends, and once you shoot a few, like these online contests are just there's some pretty creative minds. It's fun. I got in shooting NRL 22 stuff like that, and I'd be doing that tomorrow. There's a match here tomorrow, but I'm still sucking wind from being sick. There's no way I'm running around with a almost 20-pound rifle. I'm too pretty for that.
Oh man. Oh man.
Getting deep.
Michael said, does a tripod count? I don't know. Let's see. What are you talking about, buddy? I guess I lost somewhere in the conversation. But, well, yeah. Okay, you're talking about like a tripod that you shoot off? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people even do that deer hunting, and stuff. I know like my granddaughters, if we set up a blind for deer hunting, they got a chair and we set up a tripod. It's got a swivel mount on it and everything. And, it just helps them being younger, not having to sit there and hold that rifle and let them concentrate on their shot. So, yeah, you betcha.
Chad's a man to talk about rest. I just have a rock Benchrest, Caldwell rock, and it is fine, but Elijah's on me all the time. I got to get a ransom rest. I got to get that. And it's like, man, $1,500 to get all the toys he has on his. I just haven't found that yet, but I know Chad has some good stuff.
I don't have. I have a Caldwell control fire that someone modified and put a 1-inch steel plate on the bottom of, and it's really heavy, so like it don't move. But to me, that's what you want is a good heavy front rest. But mine's a joystick rest, and I don't use the joystick that much. I find that I'm more confident and comfortable manipulating it off the rear bag. And so a good rear bag with a good solid front rest would be my recommendation. And you want a rest that forms to the front stock of your gun pretty good, so that when it sets down in there, it's pretty snug and it don't roll, or it's just a good solid fit. But I mean, I shoot off of a bipod just as good as I do a front rest, so it really don't make no difference to me. I got some guys at the range that they just die hard believe that you have to have a front rest, and some people shoot off of bipods. It's just whatever you feel comfortable with, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, you squirrel hunting or whatever, you leaned up against a tree, that was your rest.
Yeah.
There,
Nowadays,
Hasbro's got some holes punch there.
Nowadays, you got those shooting sticks. You can just throw a stick up there and put your rifle on it.
There you go. Chad knows this target. So when we talk Benchrest in 22, this is a very common target, an IBS rimfire target. And this is what? The inside, I think, is a 1/4 inch, Chad, am I right? Inside ring?
The inside green ring?
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that one.
White to white? I'd have to measure it.
So that target there is a little easier than the target we shoot, for the simple fact that everything inside that green circle is a 10, and the dot is considered an X. So if you're tied on 10s, then you count X's for tiebreaker.
All right. That's a 3/8 inch inside. Now, the group we shoot with, they don't, like for the 10, you have to be inside the green. And then X, you have to hit the dot. Well, and it's hard to be inside the green, not hit the dot, right?
Well, see, the USBR targets that we shoot, where did I go here? Am I still on camera?
Mm-hmm.
You are now. Yep.
Okay, so this is the USBR, and there is no dot in the 10 ring. You can see that the 10 ring is just a
10's a 10.
Yeah.
As long as you break it, or you have to be inside the green.
It's best edge scoring. So if it breaks, breaks the line or touches the line, then it's a 10.
Yeah.
Way darn.
And Mike, I'm getting messages from you asking if I tried to get on to. I think I'm getting delayed messages from you.
Yeah, I sent you that message quite a long time ago.
He's shadow messing. He's stalking you. That's what he's doing. But this type of target is for those that want to get into Benchrest, is a really good one to practice. When we shoot it, it's one bullet per target, right? You shoot 25, and you have some limited practice rounds up here, but they're really good to practice with, to really see. And I use them for checking ammo, everything else. And you can see here, lot testing Ely 10X. And sure enough, the one I have has a 0.331 average over 5 groups. Yeah, I ran out. So now I'm searching for another lot, but I got a lot of SK rifle match that was 0.353, and I ran out. So that's the thing. It's like, man, I'm going to go down to Wooden Gunworks. It's not too far from my daughter's in Georgia, and I'm going to do the $1,000 cash drop, where you go and you spend a couple $100 doing ammo tests, and then you can buy. And I still can't buy what I want to buy, but I'd buy at least 2 or 4 lots 4 boxes of the lot that works at that point.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to address something out here. Country Rimfire, you're probably in Hasbro's chat.
Let me hit him up here.
or somebody else's. But yeah, Boomstick, we can see you out there, buddy. Yeah, there's Boomstick. He's definitely a bench rest shooter, man. He shoots out. He puts out videos dang near every day. Hey, our Mississippi.
So
And
I always say that anybody can sit down and shoot a group. It's difficult to shoot single shots at each one of those bullseyes and put it in a bull every time, versus group shooting. Two different animals.
You're dead right there. And the farther you get in that string, it seems like the harder it gets.
Yep. When you're trying to shoot 25 bullseyes, one shot at each, and you're on a roll and you're doing good, your nerves start coming into play.
Yeah. It's kind of like bowling. The closer you get to the end of the night, and you're getting that score looking good, it's a lot harder to do strikes and pick up them spares. No doubt about it. And what was aggravating me, it's like today I went out and shot the challenge, and I thought, well, I'll just put 2 or 3 shots here in paper, beside not on the challenge, target. But anyway, I shot the first one and I just aimed at it, and the second one just barely broke to the top of it, but almost same hole. Shot a third one and went right in, the first hole, so I'm like, man, this thing's ready to go. Then when I started a challenge, it's like, yeah, 1/4 inch high, and all that. It's like, dang it. But yeah, something about, the pressure, like you said. Yeah.
I get these targets. I forget, someplace in Ohio. I don't know if you get them. TJ Targets, I think it is. And I think it's where I got them. And they're a big target, nice target for shooting anything, but they're not too expensive either. So a good one to hone your skills on. And then there's always these. This is not a self plug. It's not a self plug. It's just to show you why people shoot these.
There are some clubs that shoots that green target you just showed for competition. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that 22 contest I told you at the Hyde, that's the target we shoot.
So,
but like these are just, there's all kinds of them. Boom does a whole bunch of them out there. Country Rimfire, a bunch of people do different ones of them. But they're really about testing skills, thinking, and just having fun. So you got to do a little strategy. You got to think about what you're going to do and where you're going to shoot and how you're going to compensate, whatever. And then it's all about fun in the end. And that's why these are really popular, these kinds of things on YouTube right now. Chad shoots probably more than anybody I know of those challenges. And he's good at it. He's always near the top of the leaderboard. So if not the top. But he won't be in the BB gun contest as of tomorrow morning. There's 2 things. I got a really good score coming up. And if he set me one tonight, I wouldn't post it till after mine comes out tomorrow anyway.
You want to sit on the throne for a second, hey?
It's the first time I've been first to a perfect score in my own contest. I've gotten there, but it's like everybody always beat me, and you beat me on one of mine to the first one too.
Man.
Well, since Hasbro was showing off some of his shooting over there, can I have the screen for a minute?
You bet. First of all, I want to say hi to Mr. Bob out there, buddy. Glad to see you back home and out of the hospital, brother. And
hey, Mr. Bob. Yeah, you got a one of those
tumblers.
I can't think of the name of it. Tumblers.
Yeah,
coming to you.
Right here.
He'll be there probably tomorrow.
Except for yours don't say hillbilly up on the other side.
Nobody's does but yours.
Okay, Chad, what you got, brother?
So this is last year.
Oh man.
This is
yeah.
This is with my Burno Mod 4. It's a 5-shot group. and I always cut these out and hang them on the wall. So
You betcha.
this is my Winchester 75 shooting Norma match, and these are all at 50 yards.
Dang.
This is Winchester 52B shooting Midas Plus.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good one.
And this is the rifle that was hated the most. But this is my Ruger Precision shooting Center X.
I don't believe it. Not a chance. And you're probably going to tell me you had a Barska scope on it.
No, it had a Diamondback Tactical. And then since center fire may come up and be mentioned, this is a 6.5 Creedmoor at 100 yards, and this is a 3-shot group.
Ooh, that's nice.
Oh, dude.
Very nice. So you brought it up. I'm going to show you my smallest group ever with the 22. But I didn't think about doing it like you did, cutting them out. That's a good idea because I hang on to these big ugly targets.
Yep.
So take a look at this one. See that? Get the focus there. That's a 108.
That's awesome.
Five shots, 50 yards with a 1022.
I would have quit right there.
I did. No, that's a 1022.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, they will shoot. That's
a Green Mountain.
Yep. Well, the best shooting 1022 I have has a 20-inch Green Mountain fluted barrel on it.
Really?
They are good. They are really good.
Ozzy has a question out there. He says, how much time between shots you allow, and does the barrel heat play a factor?
Well, in the events that I shoot in, it don't have enough time to cool down because you're shooting against a 20-minute timer. You got 20 minutes to shoot your 25 bullseye shots, and
right.
There's not really enough time for that barrel to cool down. You shoot your siders and get it warm, and then it's pretty much warm throughout the target. So,
well, once it cools off, though, for some reason, if you had some type of a timeout or whatever, then I
always go.
I don't know about you guys, but a cold barrel, shot. Sometimes is it's most usually off for me. Not all the time, most usually.
So if there's a pause in between, like if there's a ceasefire or whatever, I always go back to my siders because the siders you can shoot as many times as you want within your 20-minute period.
Okay.
So I go back and warm my barrel back up and then commence to shooting for score. But now Country Rimfire and them, they put out some targets sometimes and they don't play so nice. They don't allow, sometimes they don't allow you a sider for a warm up, and you got to know your gun and you got to know where your cold bore shot's going to land. And I mean, Country Rimfire, he knows his guns enough. I know No Pro, he knows his guns enough that they pretty much know where that first shot's going to go if they're not allowed a warm-up shot. So it's just part of knowing your firearm.
And that depends on the type of competitions you shoot too, right?
Yeah.
And as you said, it depends on the rules, right? Typically, these things like he was talking about, we got siders. You can shoot what you want as long as you don't run out of time. F-class, kind of same thing. You can shoot what you want, but you have limited time. And you don't want your barrel getting hot on those either. But on NRL and 22 and PRS, you're not going to have that opportunity to heat them up, warm up. There are no warm up shots, So you got to know where they're going to hit.
You go straight to shooting steel, or
and you shoot little 1-inch spinners, at 50 yards or something, and your cold bore shot could be off an inch, depending on what you're shooting. So.
I just found out at about 2 hours from me, a guy's building a new Benchrest range, and he's going to have 50 all the way up to 300 yards Benchrest shooting for rimfire.
Wow.
So I've never stretched it out past 100. So we don't have more than 100 yards at our range. So, but I would like to take one of my rifles and see what I could do out to 300.
Yeah. I've shot mine to 350 just for fun, to 250 in competition. And that was bonus rounds on an NRL round, because they can do what they want for bonus rounds, right? So they'll go out there and hang them way out in the distance, and that's a whole new game, because that bullet drops and is going so slow, and the wind, everything. A fly farting at 100 yards will push that bullet 6 inches, you know?
Yeah. Well, when you're changing distance like that for a bonus, I mean, you get to adjust your scope.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But that's the thing. A lot of these guys, I'm running either 25 or 30 MOA rails on mine, and I got 80 MOA adjustment. And at 350 or so, you start to run out, and you're going to be holding over quite a bit.
So I would say to get started on all this, you need to first lot test, find your ammo. You got to have good glass. You got to have a good stable rest or bipod, a good stable rear rest or bag. And then my next thing that I would work on my rifle would be a trigger. Whether it be polish the trigger that's existing or get a replacement trigger. But in Benchrest shooting, crisp, light trigger pull is very, very key.
Yeah, if not, your trigger finger gets sore.
Yeah, Hillbilly shot this week. He told me on the phone he shot this week. He shot, what day was it? 2 days ago?
Yeah, well, I shot 2 days in a row. I woke up this morning with my finger hurting. I put, probably over 200 rounds, and me switching over to left-handed, I mean, that Savage has a, good, decent trigger on it. It's 2 pounds. I did a pull on it, and I like the trigger, but, it just, I guess, doing that motion, something you're not used to. And like, I remember when I'd first start bow hunting every year, I'd start out, several weeks before season, and I'd have to turn my bow down because, just getting those muscles built up. I remember like the first week, in the afternoons, I'd go out in the yard and shoot my bow, and muscles below my shoulder blade and all this. I mean, even when I was in good shape and young, they hurt. It's just muscles you're not used to using. Yeah. Well,
trying to give you some exercises there, Hillbilly.
Yeah, what? I do have one of those little.
The best part of this evening is we're gonna be able to ride Hillbilly up for years now. Oh, I shot 22 and my finger hurts. Oh, Ames, help me, Ames.
With a 2-pound trigger. Yeah.
I told him he's gonna have to use his booger finger.
Yeah, there you go. That was weird. That's too slick to hold onto the trigger.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. But yeah, that's I couldn't believe it. I told Ames tomorrow, I'm like, why does my finger hurt? I'm like, I just don't make any sense. I thought maybe I somehow slept on it wrong or whatever.
It's not like
I went to bend it backwards a little bit. Oh my goodness, it's like, okay, something ain't right. And then as the day went on, I was like, I bet it's from pulling that trigger. I'm just not used to it with that hand.
If you ever get near Kentucky Ballistics, just run the other way. He's gonna go, oh, my 22 finger, and he's gonna go 500 Magnum all day long.
So Timothy asked out there, said, "What caliber y'all shooting?" Well, we was talking a little bit about 22 shooting, and then of course, um, there is sometimes we shoot center fire. Hasbro had a really good challenge target out this summer, or well, fall, and see what you had: 22 9mm, 223,
300 blackout,
yeah, 300 blackout. You had what, 6mm too or something?
6mm and 6.5 Creed, 6.5 Grendel.
Yeah, Grendel. Yeah.
Hasbro shoot anything from a BB gun out to a 50 BMG.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah. But
I'm gonna shoot the 50 BMG at 50 yards.
thanks, Mr. Bob. Yeah, it's been
Well,
like a little bit of a learning curve, buddy.
he's been lying to himself his whole life about which one's his dominant eye.
He's finally come out of the closet about his dominant eye. I'm just saying,
Well, that's when Chad told me that time, I was texting him, sending a picture of a target or whatever, and he goes, "You've been using the wrong arm, wrong eye all this time, buddy." I'm like, yeah, I feel like my parents told me I was right-handed all my life, and then couldn't find out, I'm actually really left-handed. But I know that's not it. But oh my
you're
goodness.
shooting it left-handed, but with your right hand. Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm shooting left-handed too.
Okay.
Yeah, with my left eye. So yeah, I got it on my left shoulder and everything, and
I'd have to be reaching under the gun. That's the thing. In the NRL, they will mix in stages like that where you have to shoot non-dominant side.
Oh, really?
And just looking through the stupid scope, I couldn't get lined up right. It was like, it's a straight stock, and I couldn't get lined up right.
Man, what really got me the other night, and I told Ames, I'm like, I've got to really work on this because, since I had trouble in my right eye, I've not even really shot a pistol, but if I got a dot on it or whatever, I think it'll be pretty good. I think I'll be okay. But I've just been shooting some Benchrest stuff left-handed, and the other night we had a coyote show up, and I grabbed my rifle right there, hanging up next to the door, went right outside. I pulled up to take a shot, and I couldn't see nothing. I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, oh man, wrong. I can't open, that eye. I opened it, but then it's like everything was like blurry, and so like time I tried to switch over my left hand, he'd seen me, but anyway, I stood out there for a little while and waited to see if he'd come back, and so I just kept pulling up and drawing with my left arm and left eye, and I'm like, this feels very uncomfortable. I mean, so it's something I'm gonna have to really practice on. Yeah.
So where are you with your eye and going to the doctor and getting fixed and all that?
Well, I'm still doing exercises with it and eye drops and stuff. So several times a day, I'll close this eye, open this eye, and use it. But everything seems to be tilted a little bit. And I mean, I think it's better. It's clearer and better than it. It keeps getting better and better. But as soon as I open both eyes, I just get double vision. And so, anyway,
before or after the hard seltzer?
Man. Yeah. And, even if I just got my right eye open, if I go to walk or whatever, I kind of get a little dizzy. It's not quite adjusting to where it should be. So, yeah. But anyway, real quick, there's Illinois Air Guns out there, and that's Rob's Fishing. That's his name. So good to see you, buddy. But I was just gonna say, if everybody on side chat wants to type in hi or hey or whatever, we'll shout yous out. Good to see all of yous on there, and so yeah, if you just want to type in hi or hey or whatever, there you go. Yeah, just like Hasbro did there. We got Hasbro. We got Mr. Bob with a
You got
Alaskan One Handy. Ducky Rimfire and Hobbies. Ron 2A Matters. We got Boomstick Mark 5 out there. We got Denny's Plant Based Journey. We got Country Rimfire Plus. Man, good to see you guys. Oh, there's Tennessee Goddess. How you doing? Also got Illinois Air Guns. Good to see each and every one of you out there. This is just a short deal. Oh, we also got Rallis out there. Hey, buddy. I knew Gary wasn't going to be on. He's moved to Monday nights, and so I was like, you know what? I'll get a hold of Chad and Hasbro and see if they want to jump on. We'll just talk a little bit about Benchrest shooting, because really, I'm sure there's live shows out there and all that, and discussions, people talk about it, but I hadn't seen a whole lot in our community, and so I thought, well, maybe some people might want to try it and get in, doing that, and so I'll just ask you guys a couple questions that maybe I had, and maybe if somebody out there, if there might not be on the side chat right now, but might be listening, later on. So when you're wanting to get started and shooting in some of these little challenges and stuff that a lot of people do in our community, how do you reach out to them? It's like, because like I didn't know for the longest time. I'm like, well, I mean, I know this person a little bit, but like, I don't really have his email or nothing like that. And so, like Day at the Range, Elijah, I went over his website one time and clicked on it, and there's a lot of stuff on there. And so I'm like, okay, I don't know what target they're shooting right now or whatever. It is a little bit of a learning curve if you don't know and you want to learn, you want to maybe get into some of this. So, I'll just let you two answer.
Well, I basically
Think it once.
Hasbro's muted, so I'm gonna go.
Well, I said go ahead, Chad, but I was muted. So
Yeah.
But
you should have been able to read my lips.
I think first and foremost, I find out about everything on YouTube. The people that I follow, and some of them have websites, and then some of them just you get their targets by emailing them, and you can go to like their main YouTube page and look at their about section or whatever, and they'll have an email plugged in there. You just email them and say, hey, I saw that you have this budget rimfire challenge, and I would like to have a copy of the target, and they'll email it over to you. But like Day at the Range and shooting sports and Hasbro even, they have websites built, and you can go to their website, and whatever targets that they've put out there, you can find them on the website. I noticed yesterday I was looking at Day at the Range's website. If you go to dayattherange.com and you just start scrolling through the page, it seems like the recent challenge targets are the only ones that you see on his page. But when I go and search dayattherange.com challenge targets, then it opens up a whole different window, and there's more available targets there. And he has a lot of targets that he's put out over the last year or two that you can still go back and print those and use them to practice with. Some of them are really great practice targets, but I know like No Pro, he requires an email. Country Rimfire, he requires an email. Um, there's there there's a lot of other people out there that put out targets. Some of them I haven't seen in a while. Like I know B Fox 87, he put out some really good targets, but he's got busy in life and kind of slowed down. So, but anyways, I feel like I'm getting long winded here. But it's either you email them, and if they're putting out targets, they're going to put their email somewhere on their YouTube to where you can find it, or they're going to announce that they have a website that you can go to and get their targets.
Awesome.
Hey, that's well. Speaking of awesome, just had was it Ron give away 5 memberships, right?
Yes.
I just saw one of them went to my daughter.
Oh, awesome.
Roses and lace. That's awesome.
That is great. Thank you very much for that, Ron. I really appreciate that, buddy. Yeah.
I'm not seeing all the side chat stuff.
Seeing them, but I'm seeing them in 2 different places, on my stream and then over on Hillbillies.
Yeah, so
if you go to the StreamYard and comments tab, do you see that one? You should be able to see it all there.
I don't go on there because it asks you to sign in and stuff. And
okay.
I got my phone here for this StreamYard, and I'm on my iPad on Hillbillies.
Okay.
Live on YouTube, and I guess I'm only seeing the ones that are commenting on Hillbillies.
Yeah, that's
I was going to show you guys something else. If you want to, related to this topic. Let me get myself back to the right window. So Chad knows about these, and Hillbilly knows about these, but I don't think you have one yet, do you, Hillbilly?
A perfect score?
Well, one of those is a 15-shot bonus, but that's not what I mean.
Oh,
it's that plug gauge, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you shoot these competitions, do yourself a favor and get one. They really help because they magnify. You can see there that it went right through the buckle and that kind of stuff, and eliminates error. And at first, you'll get people going, "Oh yeah, you're pushing it around, making the hole bigger." Well, it's actually kind of hard to do. With these really well-made ones, they just lead in, they drop in the hole, and you get it or you don't get it. And it really will help you figure out your stuff. But when you go to a competition, you will see those, right? They will be using them.
So for the plug, if you shoot a target, before you can get out there and score the target, if you're shooting paper heals, the bullet hole heals.
Yep.
And by pushing the plug back through, this is the exact diameter of the bullet. And when you push that plug through there, you're seeing exactly what that bullet touched when it went through that paper.
And it really does. People are, "Oh, it's a cheat." No, it actually evens the score. It eliminates error. So, but we're going to give away a couple of those. I don't know if you knew that, Chad. I was telling Hillbilly, these Geeman brand, I really, really like these. They're expensive, but they're good, and I get them from a guy up in Canada. But we're going to give one away at the end of this BB contest in 177 and then 224.
Nice.
And so, if people don't have them, there you go. You'll have them.
Yeah, here's my plug right here. No, I do have one.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it a lot easier. I mean, when you stick that in there, like I said, it goes in solid and don't move. And
so for our competitions, I have this for challenge targets, which is just like Hasbro's, but our scoring tools for my actual Benchrest competitions that I host, my plug is just a brass plug,
Straight.
And you stick it in the paper, and then I have a magnifier that sits over top of it.
Oh, there you go.
You look at it through a magnifier.
Oh, cool.
So the one you have has a magnifier, just not as big as the one you're talking about, right?
Well, I can actually show you. Just give me just a second.
Yeah, the one I have, it magnifies the glass around it there, but yeah, boomstick. I need to get me a couple bricks of Lapua X. No doubt.
So this is my scoring plug for like just
Okay. Yep.
YouTube challenge targets. But this is my scoring tools for competition, and all of this stuff come from Kilo Shooting Sports,
Mm-hmm.
and the plug is, I just dropped it on the floor. So here's the plug. Okay, you stick it in the paper, and then you set this over top of it, which actually has a light.
Oh, nice.
And you set this over top of the plug, and you look through the top of it, and it magnifies it. And
Cool.
You can score best edge that way.
Nice stuff. Heck yeah. Wow.
And then they also have these. There's a couple of other magnifiers that'll sit over top of them also. That's not got a light built into them.
Okay.
But Kilo Shooting Sports, they carry a lot of items for Benchrest competition.
Well, another thing is to. Oh, okay. Go ahead, buddy. You're muted.
Go ahead, Hillbilly.
No, go ahead.
I was going to show another thing. It's not necessary, but when you get into long range shooting and precision shooting, especially, you're going to be loading your own ammunition. These are invaluable. There's all kinds of different formats of chronographs. This is a Doppler radar by Garmin. I had lab radar before this. I had a shooting crony before that for about 20 years. But when you're really trying to dial in your ammunition, because at distance, velocity changes matter a lot more. At close up, it don't matter. There you go, Jed. And so these are essential if you reload and shoot long distance. Excuse me. Sorry. Be right back.
Yeah.
Oh, still getting rid of junk. But for 22, it's a good measure of when you're shooting a lot. If you're doing lot testing, I run that anyway. You don't want to get too lost in the data, but it will tell you, if you got a reasonably good lot or not.
Yeah, and I noticed, like, especially with 22, you'll be shooting, and they're all sounding about the same. And you'll shoot one, it'll be a little quieter, or you shoot one, and you can tell it's a lot hotter, a little louder. And it always seems to affect the paper when that happens. And
so
you muted again, Hasbro.
there's two things there, Hillbilly. Now we're going down another rabbit hole. So you can take your bullets and weigh each and every one of them with a set of digital scales, and you want to segregate them by weight, and then also you want to check rim thickness. So this is my rim thickness gauge, and you put your 22 bullet inside here, and you set it down there. And so I zero it on the first one, so I zero that one for reference, and then I take that bullet out, and I take another bullet and stick it in there. And you can see clearly right there that there's a difference in the rim thickness on those two bullets.
Let me learn.
That's how they head space on our 22.
Yep. So if the rim is thicker, then more than likely it's going to shoot hotter.
Well, I'll be darned.
So there's all kinds of little tricks to the trade to get prepared for a competition. You can weigh your ammo. You can check your rim thickness. Country Rimfire has even experimented with wiping lube off and putting a different type of lube on. We won't discuss what lube he used, but
Oh, hi-oh. So here's the same thing, but you go to other really big extremes when you do centerfire long range. And so this is how, like, just on throwing powder. So I have this RCBS charge measure light that gets me within 0.1. I trickle the plus or minus 0.02 grains with a laboratory scale. Now, I've got a whole big study videoed in this thing. The real accuracy is 0.03 grains. Okay, that's what it repeats to over time. But still, 0.03 grains is a gnat's hair. It's nothing, right? But when you're looking at 1,000 yards, those kinds of things can start to add up. Same thing with neck tension. So you anneal, you turn the necks. It goes on crazy. All the different stuff you do for long range precision. I got into that stuff to an extreme when I shot air class or F class regularly. But yeah, you can go way off the deep end.
So I tell you, Hasbro mentioned we have a mutual friend together that we both have flown model airplanes with. And I was talking to Jake one day about Hasbro, and he goes, "Yeah, Hasbro's really smart." He said he's better at engineering and designing an airplane than flying one.
Well, it's true. It's true. Now, I can fly full scale really well. I'm a full scale pilot too. Yeah. But when it comes to RC, I can fly him really well. But Jake, man, he just shuts his brain off and he's connected to the plane. It's amazing.
Yep. He's good.
Well, I trade stocks with a feller and they build their own single man airplanes. Like in their garage and fly them dudes.
Yeah.
Hasbro, he got his income taxes back one year, and I had a big extra with a 50cc gasoline engine on it, and he wanted to buy that plane, and I sold it to him. And first flight, he piled it in the ground.
Oh, no.
And you see him flying my designs in and out of his trees in his backyard. Yep. And he piles that one in the ground.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
it happens.
Make a feller cry.
It happens. That's the thing with RC. It's like, well, more than likely it's going in. But
you know what a twin star was, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've flown it.
I had a twin star with matching Evolution motors.
Uh-huh.
And Jake, he put it together for me, and we got it CG'd and everything, and I let him do maiden flight on it. And he was bringing it in for a landing. Destroyed it.
Oh, no.
I got pictures of it somewhere. It piled into the ground, and it wasn't nothing but a bunch of toothpicks. And he bought me a new kit, and we built another one, and they flew great.
Yeah. I flew one with I believe it was twin OS 25s on it.
Yeah.
And it's a fine plane. When the motors are synced and everything's running right, when one's out, it's a handful.
Yep.
How about piling one in? When I first got into flying RC, I grew up in Indiana, but I went out to work for Apple Computer out there, and buddy there got me into flying RC sailplanes first. Then we started flying gas planes. And I got in, I just jumped right in full head. I'm running quickie racers, 170 miles an hour, right? It's just, these things are awesome.
Oh, wow.
And so then I get a chance to buy from him one of these Mustangs, a P-51 Mustang that he had been building. He never really got it finished. So I built it, put an OS 91 four-stroke in it, all this sort of stuff, right? And it was all the polished aluminum look with the nose art. Everything was just perfect. Retracts, built-in ignition, so you could just flip the prop and go, that kind of thing. And I'm flying it, and it's before the days where you really knew how good your battery was. It's like, oh, I got one more flight. Full power straight up. Battery died. It rolled over. Full power straight in.
Never say those words.
The only piece of the airplane that's stuck together, I don't know why, is the round nose art. So I still have it.
So I took a Fun Jet and a Striker. Just this.
Yeah, I know Strikers. Yeah,
I built one of each of those, and they flew over 100 mile an hour.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We used to race the Deltas. There were different ones, and
Yep.
Man, I forget there was an ARF that was actually really good too.
The Striker, I actually had to take a soldering gun and burn me a groove across the bottom of it and epoxy in a piece of carbon fiber rod to keep it from flexing.
Yeah. Well, I come see you. I may have to bring a plane.
I haven't flown in a while.
Bring one of the 6 foot 55 cc airplane, 6 foot wingspan.
I could probably handle one of those. You just make me want to go back down that road again. I don't do good I don't do good with hobbies. I have to have one of everything.
That's a problem. But yeah, I flew that every year, and I'll probably go down to Nashville again this year. I've been for a couple years now, and it's about time I go. But limited time when you got grandkids,
I have an Ultra Stick hanging in the garage, but it needs some tail feathers repaired.
You can hover it at the range, and I'll shoot at it.
Yeah.
Bob says, "Don't call him Shirley." Yeah, those hobbies.
Wait a minute. What's that about?
Mr. Bob?
Yeah.
He got home from the hospital.
Oh.
He said, "Sit down."
Because my nickname at work is Shirley.
Oh.
So my mom's name's Shirley, and she retired from the company that I worked for. She worked in the office safety department. So this old man that worked there with me, he couldn't ever remember my name, so he said, "Shirley." So now everybody calls me Shirley.
There you go.
It's better than Kentucky Fried Rimfire.
Yeah.
Hillbilly. We'll have to get him a T-shirt. A Hillbilly up T-shirt and put Shirley on the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my nickname at work. When they give me my gloves, I take a Sharpie and I write Shirley across the knuckles on them so nobody will steal my gloves.
They won't either.
Yeah.
I love
it. Yeah, Danny. Yeah, I definitely don't have no RC planes. But yeah, that's when I told them aimed, I'm like, yeah, I want to start getting into spending a little bit of this, Benchrest, rimfire and stuff, and just kind of rolled her eyes. I'm like, what? And she goes, well, it's just like anything else you do. She goes, you got golf clubs, 2 sets of golf clubs in the closet. You got several $1,000s in those. You got piles of paintball guns and paintball stuff that you don't use anymore. You got several $1,000s in. You got race engines and race car parts out there in the garage that you're not doing much with. She goes, so why not pile up some other expensive hobby around here?
Honey, it's just something for you to sell off.
Yeah.
You went with an inexpensive Benchrest rifle, though.
Yeah. And actually, she bought it for me. I was so surprised. Which I think the reason she did that, she's seen the price on it. And she's like, okay, we'll start this hobby off cheap and I'll get it for you.
But it's a pretty good choice, isn't it?
Yeah, I must get me another one.
I'm sitting there, like I told Hillbilly when we were talking about this, what one to get, right? And I'm sitting there shooting a $2,000 customized CZ, and that stupid Savage in this competition that we shot at the Hyde was within 1 or 2 shots of beating it. It was like, son of a gun, what did I do?
So Michael's wanting to know if we should call him Mrs. Shirley. Just like call him Mr. Bob.
That's Shirley, Mr. Shirley.
Yeah.
Oh, what's funny is the company I used to work for, one of the owners of the company, we always needed like some extra cars. Like we'd be wherever we was at, people like we need some type of car, to take guys to the airport and back or whatever instead of having to use work trucks, it's just, and so he's like, his mom had some like 4-door, like kind of mid-sized town car thing or whatever. And anyway, she ended up buying a new one. And this, is a pretty nice car, but it's a little older. And anyway, her name was Edith. So like we just called the car Edith. They're like, hey, somebody jump on Edith and run down, and get some burgers for everybody or whatever. But yeah, it's funny how he's talking about your mom's name. That was his mom's car. And so we just named it Edith, after her. And so it's funny how things like that stick. See.
So, Chad, you talked about ammo and lot testing, and people don't realize how sensitive 22 ammo is to brands, but also when you find a good brand, what lots are. And so every time they mix it, it's not the same. They try their best, but it's not the same. And that's where the real money gets to once you get your gun all figured out, is figuring out your lots and then buying a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I heard you guys say. Yeah.
I buy my ammo a brick at a time. That way, if it coincidentally works in my rifle, then I have a brick of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Country Rimfire, the MDT stock. I saw Rimfire SS do a review on that, and he spoke highly of it. It's supposed to be really stiff and rigid. No,
that's flex. That new. What was it called? It's a new model, right?
The field stock.
Yeah.
MDT field stock. Don over there at Rimfire SS, he liked it a lot, but I can't speak for it. But you're all right. It's going to take you out of the budget class.
But I'm sitting there looking at that, and I have an Oryx chassis on my 1022, and man, I like that chassis. And it's about $120, $150 more than that field stock. It's kind of like,
wow.
At that point, what are you going to do? I don't know.
I've almost pulled the trigger getting the Oryx several times, and I don't know if I'm a chassis type guy. I like stocks.
Well, I have 2 of the MDT. What's the other one? KRG Bravos. Mm-hmm. One's on my CZ, and the other one's on my 6.5 Creedmoor. I like those a lot, but I still am more comfortable behind that Oryx. I don't know what it is. And it makes the gun heavier too. So for bench resting, it's a pretty good thing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, shoot, Chad, when you can ace a target, with the stock that's on there,
well, now I haven't aced a target in a while.
Well, look at there. That's I don't think Hasbro's running a different chassis on that 499B.
I told out there for Country Rimfire, we talk about acing a target.
Yeah.
Well, Country Rimfire's got some shooters. He's got a Bagara that'll shoot.
Yeah.
He's got a KSA cricket that'll shoot. A CZ that'll shoot. I mean, he's stiff competition when it comes to shooting.
You have a cricket that shoots too, right?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I call it I call it the KSA 722. But Country Rimfire, he always makes sure to let me know that it's still a cricket.
It's like saying your high dollar Cadillac's still a GMC or.
I mean, to me, a cricket's the little rifle I bought my son when he was 5
Yeah.
years old.
Yep.
Little single shot backpack gun. Those things are cool. Or is that one? No, I'm thinking of the other one. Doggone it. But yeah, the crickets.
Yes.
Now they have a cricket that's got like an adjustable cheek rise on it and stuff for little kids and all that. That's what you're talking about, right?
No, no, my son had just the little Woodstock bolt action.
Yeah. Okay.
Pull the
Single
plug.
shots. Yep.
Yep.
I remember the Stevens model. It's like 15G or something. I picked up. It was like the 1950s cricket.
So Country Rimfire, I still have the Savage like you and I have the short barrel one. It's up there. And then I bought that BV model, and I liked it really well. But David at the range, he was wanting something to get into shooting, so I let David acquire that gun, and I think I'm going to go and get the
Not Ross.
I think I'm going to go get the same model Savage that Hillbilly and Hasbro and Mike at M&N Shooter Sports has, and that's the FV, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Like Frank,
and that is different. It's a heavy barrel, and that's what the guy at the Hyde beat me with a couple different years. And man, you put the right ammo. He likes to say, Chad, you can test this yourself. Of course, you get one, but that's expensive to feed it. Man, that took a cheap gun, but I've shot it with Center X, Lopua. SK rifle match. All those shoot really good. Center X shot really good. It just occasionally had one fly out that you might not get with Midas, but holy cow, for a $300 or less gun.
Yeah. And Timothy Burkett's asking, do y'all use scopes or is it open sights? It's scopes at 50 yards.
Actually, no, I shoot open sights also.
Okay.
Billy, he's like 20 years younger than we are.
Yeah, I can't even see the
I shoot open sights. It's peep sights.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't take a set of buckhorn sights and compete with a set of peep sights. No way.
Yeah.
But
that's like your $4.99 sights there, Hillbilly.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do shoot 50-yard peep sight.
Wow. I know I could back in the day, but not anymore. I mean, most of my rifles, I had one deer rifle that had scope on it. Other than that, none of my rifles had scopes, for years. All pistols were open sight, and all that stuff. But
so
we got older, all that changed.
My 52A and that Ismash that I got off of Nibs, both of those are scoped, but I can take 2 screws loose, take the scope off, set my peeps back on, tighten them down, and when I go to a competition, I shoot that gun, and it's whatever class it falls in with the scope. And then I also enter it into open sights. I shoot it in 2 different classes.
Oh, cool.
That's pretty cool. Comes off easy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Does it repeat pretty good putting it back on?
Yes.
That's nice. Yeah, some, most of these, 22s anymore, I mean, the bull barrels and all that, they don't even have a front and rear sights on them. And
So I'm to the point now. I have had so many different 22s that I'm basically just buying them to make content with. Really, I think.
Yep.
So my next 22 purchase is going to be something new that I just found this week. It was just released, and I need another 1022 like a hoe in the head. But Ruger released a 1022 ultra light that comes in at 3.5 pounds, and I'm going to stick a red dot on it and use it for Steel Challenge.
Nice. Hey, Abby. That's cool.
Yeah, here it is. Stupid thing. I couldn't find it. A Stevens 15A. Have you seen that one, Chad?
Yep.
Yeah, I got one. It was, I picked it up at a gun store of Westside Indy. I'm looking at this thing going, okay, it'd be fun just for channel content. And the more I look at it, I realized this gun's never been fired.
Oh, wow.
It never even been cleaned out. Oil that was still in it.
Mike
And
in shooting sports, he collects Stevens. He likes Stevens.
I've got a short that I did bore scoping it, and you could see it's like this thing's never been. Well, now it's been fired. It's no longer a virgin. So
I'd like to find a nice Kimber 82.
Oh yeah.
And a Harrison Richardson M12.
See, Boomstick's asking you, Chad, if did you see the Pardini?
The what?
What is it? Pardini? I got it highlighted on the screen.
I don't know what that is.
I'm impressed Hillbilly could pronounce it.
Me too. Oh man.
What is the Pardini?
I don't know. Might be Houdini's brother.
It's those little round things on top of a pizza.
If it magically shoots bullets in the bullseye, I might need it.
Well, Boomstick, no.
So our first competition's coming up the 15th of March.
That's early.
Most of the people I know like Nibs has a lot of rifles, but a lot of his are air guns and stuff. But man, I would like to see Boomstick's entire collection. That guy pulls out a 22. I mean, new 22. Maybe not new, but a used one or something. But kind of new to the channel. Seems like at least once a week. And
the thing I've noticed with Boomstick is he does not discriminate against brand. He has anything from a Gemini to a you name it.
He's also an equal opportunity. He's also an equal opportunity offender. So it kind of goes hand in hand.
So out of Rimfire Range Relaxation, and buddy, how you doing?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll say, I got this, and it's got this, scope on it, and we'll just shoot it,
Rimfire Range and Relaxation. I've been looking at them. I know that it's going to be a chunk of change when I find one.
I told you, Chad, about that auction I was at, and I could have bought 2 Winchester 52s.
Yeah, you messed up.
$450 a piece.
Over there chasing BB guns and let 250.
Well, no, I was chasing that stupid Savage Model 12 Benchrest gun. I should have just bought those 52s.
Don't lie, you was over there looking for BB guns.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing I ended up buying later on, but that was the next day.
Cardania makes competition pistols. They just released the new semi-auto for speed shooting, and it's accurate. I did not know that.
I'll be darned.
Boom, are you going to buy one?
He probably got one.
Do a review and let me know, sir.
Timothy says, up to now, the most accurate 22 I've had was the SA 22 Browning. Yeah, Browning's good stuff. And say hi to Jeremy out there, Firearms Fellowship. Hey, buddy.
I don't get it out much, and I wish that I could on this and show everybody, but I set a record with my Browning last year, and it is a Browning T-Bolt 22, and it is
oh yeah,
and it's a curly maple stock.
Nice.
Probably the most beautiful rifle I've ever laid my eyes on.
Believe it or not, that's what I grew up shooting squirrels with. Dad had a T-Bolt 22.
This is a heavy barrel T-Bolt.
Yep.
That's cool. Some of my older videos I have a video or two of it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. And you end up buying a book about the feller too, didn't you, or something?
Do what?
You end up buying a book about the signature, the guy's signature on the barrel, or is that a different guy?
No, that's the you're talking about my Winchester 52.
Okay, that's what it was.
Custom. Yeah, the one he won't sell me. I offered him cold hard $20 and he wouldn't take it.
That one is built by this guy.
Okay. Bill Caffey.
That is a beautiful gun.
Yeah, it was.
And I've been reading this. I'm 150 pages into a 700-page book.
Dang. Wow.
He was a very smart man. Very, very smart man.
Wow. Well, that's something. You take somebody that's got years of experience and they write a book, and in so many 100 pages, that's free advice and life experience that you can get, just within so many pages. And I think that's amazing. When somebody goes to that extent to share that kind of knowledge, of their life and what they, done. And I mean, man, always take advantage of that, because you're getting what that person knows, all their knowledge for their lifetime. You can read it in so many, pages. And
so he explained in his book, one, he said that, he wanted to share this knowledge with people that, once he was passed on and gone, that the knowledge was no good to anybody if he didn't let anybody know. So his book's open, and I mean, it's so open to the point where he shared his blueprint designs for a barrel tuner. You can actually take his dimensions out of this book and make a tuner if you want to.
Wow.
But he was talking about the reason he got into barrel tuners is he was driving down a road one day and the wind was catching his radio antenna, and his radio antenna was doing this. And he noticed that in certain spots of that antenna, it was a giving it heck. And in other spots, it was kind of dead and tame. And so he went home and designed a way to hang barrels, and he would ping those barrels with a hammer and study them, and he would find the dead spot, and that's where he would cut the barrel off and crown it. He built some very, very successful rifles. So he's like, people call you and they say, I want you to build me this gun, and I want you to build it with a 26-inch barrel. He said, I won't do that. He said, because I can cut that barrel at 26 inches and I can crown it at 26 inches, but that may not be where that barrel, the sweet spot was. He said, you have to, he actually pings the barrel and listens for the dead spots. And that's where he decides to cut and crown the barrel.
I'll be darned. Wow. And I also want to say hi to Tommy Boy out there. He jumped in. He says, I have a CZ 457 American. That's garbage. Oh, man.
Yeah, I bought a 457 American Tommy Boy to have a rifle. We have a hunter's class in our competition, and I wanted something pencil barrel on the hunting profile that I could shoot in that class. And I didn't keep it very long because it did not live up to my expectations being a CZ. You know, I had a CZ MTR that would shoot lights out, and then I had a CZ 457 American that I couldn't get under an 1.5-inch group with. So, yeah, it didn't stay with me long.
Oh, man. And also, I want to shout out Ron 2A Matters again. He gets another 5 memberships. Oh, my goodness. That is
That's awesome.
awesome. Thank you so much, buddy. And any of you people that just won a membership, if you're new to this channel, we have our members only, our VIP live chat on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. It's me and my wife Ames, and we do basically an open panel. We put the link out there for everybody. It's in the deal, and we have a lot of fun discussions. Sometimes we do a bracket and stuff like that. So anyway, check that out. Thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate that, buddy. Say bye to Jeremy out there. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah. Tuesday. You betcha. Oh, my goodness. So, another quick question before we get off here. So you got to get a gun, new, used, whatever, say for instance, 22, and you got to find ammo that shoots good through it. Where do you start? I mean, if you're wanting to just get into this, you just go to your local gun store and pick up 3 or 4 boxes of, whatever, or, I mean,
I have several websites earmarked in my browser. I do order ammo online just for the simple fact that there's not a lot of local stores around me that supports the competition shooting of 22. Yeah, you can go in there and find you a Remington bucket of bullets or some Federal Auto Match or something like that, but to find any Lapua or Ely or SK or anything like that, it's not readily available on the shelves locally. But since I started hosting matches here at the local gun club, I've been getting with the local gun stores, and I have 2 of them now. That one of them is stocking Ely products, and the other one is stocking Lapua and SK products. So I'm starting to get some stuff here locally that I can get my hands on, but for the most part, for the last 2 years, I have bought my ammo online.
Okay. Alrighty. Hasbro, you got anything on that?
No, I was just texting you. I think I'm gonna have to drop off soon. My
Yeah.
coughing spell is getting worse, and I just know it's about this time of night. It's not gonna get better. So
Yeah. And I just got it here. Yeah, and like I said, I was only planning on being here for about an hour or so, just doing a quick chat, just talk about some of this. So we can go ahead and wrap this thing up. And
I didn't mean to be a killjoy. It's just
Oh no,
that's why I
yeah.
keep muting and disappearing from time to time. So
Yeah.
you're welcome, Chad.
I told you Hasbro was long-winded.
Oh man. Oh boy. But yeah, actually, Hasbro, why don't you tell everybody what you got coming up, and we'll go ahead and wrap this show up.
Well, tomorrow, after the NRL shoots over at our club, because they take the whole day, just before dark, I'm going to sneak out and shoot one of Boom's challenges, one of Country Rimfire's challenges, and then I'm going to shoot this one too. And I'm going to shoot this one with 5 or 6 different rifles, probably air guns and 22s, just to have some fun. So yeah, I probably spent $20 in ink, but we're going to have fun doing that. And then this one's coming up. I'm going to hide it, sort of. That'll be out tomorrow morning. That's the first one of those.
Oh, and I'm so happy for that's good shooting, man.
It's fun when you get the right kind of gun. So it's quite a challenge. But anyway, that's it. That's it for me. I just hopefully I'm gonna get better soon, in my lungs wise, and then the weather's maybe gonna start turning better, and I'm gonna get back out burn powder more than BBs. I'll probably still run some BB stuff just because so many people seem to want it, but I'm gonna start burning a lot more powder. So
yeah. Well, man, appreciate you jumping on here on short notice and doing this. Thanks to you and Chad both, and everybody on the side chat. Yeah, I just thought, well, we don't really get to talk about this a whole bunch, and so I had a good time. I hope everybody else has. So anyway, yeah, go check out Hasbro, and a lot of these other people, a lot of them in the side chat out there, has got these different challenge deals and everything, and they're a lot of fun. So if you basically got internet and a printer, you can shoot them. And so anyway, thanks a lot, Hasbro. Appreciate you, buddy.
good to be with you.
So anyway, Chad, what you got coming up, buddy?
So Hasbro was talking about challenge targets a while ago, and I was explaining how to go today to Range's website. I don't know how many of you follow him, but his last video that was produced, if you click on the About section, there's a long letter in there, but from his wife. He's having some health issues. He had to have a pretty extensive surgery done. Don't know what the recovery time is, but he's going to be down and out for a while and not being able to bring video content. So one thing that I've decided I wanted to do, and I know that Cyclops Joe already made a video for him, and he let him post it to his channel so that he would have some content. I've decided that I'm going to go back into his archive of targets, and I'm going to pick out one, whether it be the Fly Challenge or Captain America Challenge, one of those harder challenges that he ran for a while. And I'm going to get my buddies together at the range, and we're going to do a group shoot and shoot his target. And I'm going to send him the edited video and let him share it on his channel, not mine. And again, give him something to share off of his channel while he's in this recovery time. So also, I did a video this evening, and I released it this evening. We shot some trap at our range this evening, and I done an interview with one of our trap shooters at the range. He graduated high school last year, and he held state record for 3 years in a row. And
Nice.
I interviewed him, and the young man is trying to get accepted into some programs now to get some scholarship money towards his college education, shooting trap. So hopefully he can utilize this video as like an interviewing process to these programs he's trying to get into. But I just released that tonight. I interviewed him. His name's Zane Hatfield, and he is a freaking awesome trap shooter. And he shoots his great grandfather's 90-year-old Model 12.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's awesome.
And
I have a Model 12 leaned up against the wall back here.
Yep.
Great
So-
gun. That's awesome. I love shotguns.
go check that out, and you guys go over there and watch some of Day at the Range's videos and show him some love while he's recovered.
Absolutely.
You betcha.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Chad, because I was wondering what was going on with him, and I didn't see that letter. I'll go back and read
Yeah,
it.
it's in the description down below Joe's video.
I was too busy laughing at Joe.
Well, I knew it because for anybody that watches my channel, they know that Elijah, he was supposed to come down and do a range visit with me, and we were going to shoot against each other in person. And he sent me a personal email and explained to me that he didn't know when that would happen, and he don't want to share what the surgery was. He don't want to talk about it. And he told me, I don't know if I'll ever talk about it. And his wife, she explains in that note that that's the way he is. During his sickness and surgery, he was not worried at all about himself. He was worried about making a donation to my neighbors that was flooded. And
Yep.
he's
Good stuff.
he's a good feller.
Yes, he is. Yep.
You know, if he keeps being a little bit weak and under weather, it could be an intervention trip, Chad.
Well, I sent him I sent him a comment and told him, I'll come to you if you can't come to me. So,
You betcha. Well, man, I don't know about everybody, but I've had a lot of fun tonight. It's been fun talking about this stuff. And anyway, I hope maybe we can get together and do it again. And so, anyway, appreciate you, Hasbro, and Kentucky Rimfire, and everybody out on the side chat. You guys are awesome. And, you know, short notice, and I appreciate y'all jumping in and saying hi, and, you know, and just fellowshipping with us. I mean, that's just awesome. And I do have videos coming out. I got some of these challenge videos coming out. It's so nice. Like I said, I shot so much I hurt my trigger finger. But I'm recouping. And
it's the Federal Eagle recoil. Oh,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah, that American Eagle. And yeah, it's like, man, I'm an American hillbilly. I gotta shoot this American Eagle from, you know, Federal. And so, but anyway, we appreciate y'all, and hopefully we'll see y'all tomorrow night on Guns Bearing Therapy. And you know, we just appreciate you, and we'll leave you all with this. Remember, God, family, and country, and make somebody stay better, will you? And if the good Lord's willing, the creeks don't rise, we'll be seeing y'all again. Good night, everybody.
Not all.